Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. This video is a continuance of my BEADventurous series, and this video is going to be like a show and tell video. It's not really going to be a tutorial because I've been doing a lot of bead stringing and crimping lately, and that's pretty much what this necklace is that I made. So I decided to just finish it and do a show and tell video where I show you what I made and I talk about it. So I have here the Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. I opened this on camera with you guys, and the month that I'm working with is February, and it's 2020, and the name of this box is called Farewell Tucson. So when I started playing with the beads, I saw two necklace ideas that I can do, but it had to be either or. I couldn't do both of them. The other one had a lot of turquoise, which is the beads here that I didn't use, obviously, and I love it to death. It's gorgeous. And then the other piece that I was working on, this one here, but I have altered it a lot since my first design, I felt like this one here was really pretty, turquoise, totally me. I was going to do peaches, and I was going to put these pinks and the cream color tassels and stuff in it, and I was going to do copper and gold. And then when I looked at the other piece, I felt that it matched the theme more to the box, so I decided to not do this one and go with this here because it really matches the theme of the box, and I'm very happy that I did. It turned out so pretty, and I did some things differently that I don't normally do when I design jewelry. So let's go over the leftovers. First of all, there is a lot of pieces that I used up in this necklace, but I still have a lot of leftovers. There is so much stuff that comes in this box, and the materials are gorgeous, and look at them, they're so beautiful. And there was actually two toggles here, but they sent me accidentally an extra ring, so I decided to use that for my tassel. So yeah, here are all the leftovers, okay? And this came with two chains, and I really wanted to use the cord, the braided one. I wanted to use it really bad, but I didn't get to. The only thing that fit on the braided cord was these flowers here, and so if I wanted to really use it, I would have to do bead dangles with head pins and jump rings, and I could have gone that way, but I don't know. I decided to go with the necklace because it just had a lot more going on with it. So going to the necklace. So I did a technique that I always like to do when I make necklaces, and that is where I do bead stringing on the front and a chain on the back. So I did that, and I kind of felt like the beads in the chain, they look pretty with the rest of the necklace, but there were no burgundy colored beads in the necklace. Like the only red shade there was in these two beads here. And so what I did is I decided that I should take a bead out of the chain and put it down here. So I did right here. I put it into my tassel to bring the pieces together more. And also, instead of connecting the chain directly to my bead stringing wire, I decided that I should connect a bead here to pull the beads into the piece more. So that is what I did. And another thing that I have to point out, another reason why I love Jesse James Beads box so much is because the metal color mixes that they do. I've been beading for over 20 years, and when I look back at all the things I've made, I've never really have been into mixing metals together. It's just how I am, you know. I've always stayed with one color metal, but this box has really made me venture into mixing metals, and I'm really loving it, and it's taking my designing skills to another level. So as you can see, I have gold in this necklace, antique bronze, I have antique copper and silver, and it just looks so cool, and it all works, and it's just incredible. So yeah, I've used a lot of different metal colors. And by the way, this necklace is 25 inches long, so it slides over my head. I don't have to use a clasp, which is awesome. Whenever I can make a necklace where I don't have to use a clasp, I think that's really cool. So anyways, this here, I measured that, and I think it's 10¼ inches long. And this, the beaded link, I measured that, and it's 14¼ So yeah, including the bead stringing wire and the crimps, I think my necklaces is around 25 inches long. So I put some Another technique that I've been doing a lot is putting charms on oversized jump rings, so 8mm jump rings or even larger, and I put them in between large beads like this, and it's a lot of movement and it looks really cute. So I did that with the leaves, the cactus charm, this bead here. This is actually a bead that I made into a charm by putting it onto a ball head pin. And this bead here, I love it so much. It's teal, and I really wanted to use it as like my focal, but as you can see, it's very close in size compared to the rest of the beads in the necklace, especially these and these here. So I felt that I needed to make like my centerpiece big. So that's why I went with the tassel look here. So this bead is wire wrapped on both sides, and I wire wrapped my toggle on here, and I'm going to zoom in to this area for you guys and show you the tassel that I made. I'm so happy with it. So there's actually 2 toggles that came in the kit, but this here was an extra one. I guess it just got away on somebody when they were packaging it. So anyways, I decided to use this as my focal, and I save scraps of wire all the time, even little short pieces like this. You can make a jump ring out of a piece of wire this big, so never throw your wire away because there will always be something you can do with it. Now if your wire's like a 1/4 of an inch long, you're probably not going to find anything that you could do with that, so just toss it. But yeah, like 1/2 inch and longer, you can make jump rings out of a piece of wire that small. So anyways, I had a bunch of wires that I saved from ball head pins, and they were all like 3/4 of an inch long, and I used up all of my scraps to make these little bead links right here. Now something that's very important, that a technique that I have to tell you guys, is whenever you make beaded links like this, sometimes you may notice that if you have both of your rings, like this piece here, my rings are going in the same direction like this, and if you make a piece of jewelry with your rings going in the same direction throughout the entire piece of jewelry, you may notice that your piece does not want to dangle and drape, that they're all like getting locked up and they're getting stuck together, it's not hanging properly, you know what I'm saying? Like they're buckling and stuff. That's because you have them all going in the same direction. So if you think about a rosary, when you make a rosary, you have one link going this way and the other one going the opposite way, and it keeps them from getting stuck together. So I did that with my links, as you could see, and that's why they lay so good. And actually you can't tell because my piece is laying flat and I'm laying flat, so you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, when this is hanging, it hangs beautifully because I made it this way. Now sometimes you will have to make a beaded link where they're going in the same direction. So looking at my centerpiece here, you can see this one here, this bead is going in the opposite direction, but this one I had to have them going in the same direction in order for my flower to be facing in the correct direction. So anyways, I wanted this to look random, so I have, you know, they're not all the same. So I have one bead on this link, 2 on this side, and I brought this orangey color down because it's up there in the rest of the piece, so I put that down in here. And yeah, I used the lampwork beads, the little turquoise tubes, and I'm just laying it out for you guys so you can see it. There's these cute little turquoise nuggets that came in here that I thought looked really good. And yeah, this is my tassel. It's so cute. So one thing I wish that I could have done differently is this bead link right here. I love this bead cap, the flower bead cap with this bead. But if you look up at the rest of my necklace, I did the same thing here with this, but the turquoise beads, I only had 4 of those, so I couldn't do them here, and I wish that I had 2 more because that would have been perfect. That's the only thing in the necklace that's bothering me. But yeah, I really love how this turned out. It's so cool. Now I do want to tell you guys something. So if you look at this necklace, I realized with Jesse James beads, whenever I get a subscription from them, the most of one bead kind that will be in a box will have like 6 or 8 beads. So a lot of the stuff in the box is like pairs. So there'll be like 2 of these, 2 of those, 2 of those, see what I mean? And 4, so there's actually 4 of these, but I only used 3 of them. So what I want to say to you is, if you want to start making necklaces and designs like this, start a bead soup jar or bowl or some kind of container, And whenever you are using your beads and you have leftover beads where you have 2 of a bead, 4, 3, whatever, start making a container where you put them in. Now, what I've always done is I sort my beads by color first and then kind of beads. So I have all my beads sorted by color, but then I've gotten to a point where, like, for example, my blue beads have so many blue beads that I had to separate them into different boxes. So I separate by color first, and then my blue beads started overflowing, so I had to go from just blue beads to blue glass beads, and then I started a new box for blue gemstone beads. And then I got so extreme that I had to have blue glass beads, blue gemstone beads, blue ceramic beads, blue seed beads, and then blue 2-hole beads. You know what I mean? So you break it up into more categories. So what I do with my bead soup is I will have compartments or bags, and I've shown this in previous videos, but if you didn't see that, I will have a compartment or a bag in my containers where I'll have oddball beads, where I have pairs, or, you know, like only 3 or 4, maybe even 6 of a bead, and I'll have them in that compartment, and it's like my bead soup. But I realized that with, like, how Jesse James make their awesome subscription boxes, what I could start doing to make more designs like their boxes, because it's very inspiring, is to just start a jar or a bag or something where I put oddball beads in and just let all the colors mix together. And over time, you know, after I have a bunch of them collected, I could go through it and make really cool pieces like this, because I kind of realized that that's what their boxes are like. It's kind of like bead soup, and the beads are so pretty together. And a lot of this stuff I would never think to put together, and then I get it in the subscription, and it's just so inspirational, and I love it so much. So I hope that you guys liked this video, and hope that you were inspired, and then I hope that I gave you a bunch of different ideas. And go through your bead stash if you didn't get this subscription, and try to make a design similar to this if you can. I'm really happy with how this turned out here. I know that there's actually a lot of pendants that have holes in them, and I always think of different ways that you can use materials, because, you know, sometimes when you get a component of finding whatever, it's a clasp, but you can actually use it different ways. And there's actually a lot of pendants like that where I've taken did bead weaving on a pendant, which I've never seen anybody else do before. But yeah, there's so many different ways to use materials than what their original use is for them. So yeah, I hope that I inspired you to try and make something like this. It was a very fun project and different, and I love different. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. And check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.